Hi everyone, I wanted to talk to you about pigments. We will be going through pigments in great detail throughout your course, but I wanted to go through warm pigment tones, a neutral pigment tone and a cooler pigment tone so that you can actually see it. And obviously whenever you're doing pigments you do test them on your client or go back to your drawdowns that we'll have done. But let's have a look at these. So these are two different brands, but as you can see there are warm pigment tones there, cool pigment tones and neutral pigment tones. So let's use these one as an example. You can see the warmth there coming through. You can see this is a very neutral pigment and you can see this is a more cooler pigment. The more warmer a pigment tone, the more red, the more orange, the more obviously chocolate brownie it looks. Neutral, we're always trying to aim for neutral when we're doing eyebrows, and then the darker the pigment, obviously the more cooler colour, the more black, the more blue, the more duller, the more grey it potentially could heal over time. So this is another pigment brand, so you can see it's warmer than these two, but it's got a little bit of a cool cast to it. This one is a neutral and this one's definitely cool. So this one, for example, it's not quite as warm as that one, but compared to all these, it looks like it's the warmest out of the three. But compared to that one, I would say it's got more of a green tone to it. So it's obviously a neutral everyday colour because it's got green and a yellow tone to it. It's not as warm as that. So there's various different forms of lighter and warmer. There's different forms of neutral and there's different forms of coolness. The only way you can tell how these are going to look is to test it on a client's skin. So this one, for example, I know, even though it's the lighter of this range of pigments, so technically it should be a bit warmer, it can on the wrong skin tone pull a bit cooler, and that's because it's got a bit of a green base to it. So it's all about adjusting and making sure that you understand the colour that you're wanting to aim for and the Fitzpatrick of the client. So throughout the course there's lots of information on different Fitzpatricks. The one good thing about lots of pigment ranges, for example this one, it tells you what Fitzpatrick colour it is suitable for. So when purchasing a pigment brand in the beginning, something like this brand is really good because it tells you how dark you can go on each Fitzpatrick. When you're going for this sort of brand, there's not as much information, but on both of them, I would always still do your colour drawdown to make sure you know exactly what tones, what hues, and the depth of colour is in each pigment. I hope that makes sense.